welcome back to Brews and Books. I'm your host Camille, and today I have for you my March and April wrap up. So let's go ahead and get right into the beer. Today I have a Session Hazy IPA by Windmill Brewing in Dyer, Indiana. So I haven't been there, but my special person was able to take a trip out there and he got it for me. He got 2 beers for me. So this one I'm super excited to try out because I have tried an IPA here on this channel, but I haven't had a hazy IPA. So let me get down to business in terms of what is a Session Hazy IPA. You've got a session. Sessions in the beer realm tend to be a little bit lighter in terms of the ABV, so the alcohol content. So you can have a lot of them in a short amount of time and still be a-okay and not, falling off your chair. So their ABV is probably going to range between 3 and 5. And so you also have your hazy IPA. And so hazy just means that there is a ton of different hops and different malts in it to kind of give it looks hazy basically. It looks kind of cloudy. And then of course your IPA, which is a Indian Pale Ale. So it definitely has that hop taste and it's going to give you a little kick, a little better. So I'm really excited to try this. It's called Juice. So I'm all for it. So let's crack her open and see what she looks like. See what she tastes like. Boom. Oh, it's definitely very floral, very aromatic already. Look how fun this can is. I love the artwork. There's a little cat on there on a surfboard. But I love it. It's really cute, really fun. So, as you can tell, it's very hazy. Like, you cannot see through this glass, and if you can, you've got really good eyes. But otherwise, so it's basically hazy. It's got kind of a pinkish orange tone to it, so probably peachy. It's peachy. But let's give her a whirl. That is perfect. Super perfect. If you semi-like IPAs and you like lighter beers, this one is perfect. I am very surprised. This is a really good, I think, in my opinion, summer beer, and you still get a little bit of bitterness, but you get a very smooth taste and a smooth back of your tongue taste. I love it. Love, love, love it. Thank you, Windmill Brewing, because this is good. Let's talk books. In the month of March, I read 3 books. And in the month of April, I read 7, I do believe, 6? 6 books. For the most part, in the month of March, it was very slow for me. I did not want to pick up a book at all. I didn't want to do anything. I was just glad that I was able to get 3 books in. And in the month of April, I was able to read 6 books. And all of those were audiobooks. So it was a good month for me in terms of audiobooks and getting a lot read, because it's definitely helped me this month for Sailor Moon-a-thon and just overall like picking up books and trying to get through them. So let's go ahead and get right into the books that I read. March. The first book that I read was For Everyone by Jason Reynolds. This is a collection of poetry that Jason himself wrote, and when I tell you, this is such a great set of poems. They were simplistic enough that they resonated with it was earth-shattering for me. It really brought my attention to a lot of things that are happening in my life, and so it just kind of gave me more power to myself and gave me that opportunity to reflect and say, hey, you're doing just fine. You just have to keep going. So this was really good, resonated super well, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was a graphic novel, and it was Saga Volume 1 by Brian Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Love this. This one got a 5 stars from me. I've been on the hunt for new graphic novels to read and to start getting into because I love manga and I love reading it. I like reading stuff that has pictures and colors because, you know, when you're a kid, that's all you want to read are picture books. And so I feel like as an adult, sometimes you need a break from just words on a page. And sometimes you have to add a little bit of color, a little bit of illustration just to get you back into the swing of things. And in my Reader's Problem book tag, I mentioned that one way I get out of a slump is reading graphic novels. So this one was really fun. I enjoyed the premise and I like the worlds as well as the characters. I like that they're kind of, they're like human and animal all in one, and different creatures and monsters. It's really fun. It's really cool. So if you haven't, go ahead and check it out because it's really enjoyable. The third book that I read in the month of March was Motor Crush by Brendan Fletcher, Cameron Stewart, and Babs Tarr. Babs, that's such a cute name. Babs. Okay, so Motor Crush, I also gave 5 out of 5 stars. I really love this. The main character is POC, and just the mere fact that she rides bikes is super freaking awesome. I loved her badassery, and I love that she was able to kind of admit her wrongs, and overall, great character building. It was a great world. I loved the illustrations in here. I like the pink cover. It's so fun. I love this. I love this, and I cannot wait to pick up volume 2 and every volume after that. So the next sets of books that I have for the month of April, of course, I do not have them physical copies, but for now, we're just gonna read you off and I will show them either here or here. Who knows? So the first book that I read in the month of April was Welcome to Night Vale. And this one is by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner. This is in my opinion, is a humor book. It's definitely fiction, but it had so much humor in it. And basically these people are in this town. There's a lot of strange things that happen, and that's just the way the town is. It's just strange. And so it's centering around specific characters and them kind of going through the strangeness of the town, and like new people are coming in and they're like, what's going on? And it's really good and it's super funny. This Welcome to Night Vale was originally a podcast. I have not listened to the podcast, but I am highly excited to start the podcast because this was such a great listen. It was super fun, and as well the narrator did such a good job of creating the personal voices for these different characters and really just getting across the humor and like the inflection in people's tone. So I highly recommend it. So fun. I also read the second book, which is called It Devours, and again, it was great. I loved the character building, and I loved the way the narrator really created these characters in my mind as I listened. I gave both of these 5 out of 5 stars. These two I will definitely be getting in my collection to put on my bookshelf. The next book that I read was Contagion by Aaron Bowman. This one I gave 4 stars. So basically, it is set on a different planet. There's a couple of characters, and there is a contagion of some sort of virus or bacteria or whatever you may have it that is on this planet, and the planet has been on quarantine, but something happened, and so people have to go and figure out what happened basically. And you know, lots of people die possibly, and it was very simple. I enjoyed the simplicity of it and the premise. I thought it was greatly written, but sometimes I got confused and I was like, wait, what just happened? What is what? is this a virus or a bacteria? I'm like, I don't know. But I think overall it had a great premise and I enjoyed it. The next book I read was The Last Namsara by Kristen Cicerelli. I gave this one 5 stars. There's dragons. So why wouldn't I like it? Anywho, really good. I liked it. The romance in it was good. The backstabbing was good. It was good. From time to time I got a little lost. I was like, wait, where am I? Wait, what happened? But I was able to kind of catch up and figure it out as I was still reading. I was like, oh, this is what happened. I'm confusing myself. So, and it also could be because I was doing work or emailing someone, because I do read a lot of my audiobooks while I'm at work, just because I want to be able to clock in some reading time and still be able to work, especially since I come home and it's like super late and I'm like, I don't want to read. Overall, I thought it was a good book, and I'm not sure if this is standalone. Is it a standalone? I don't think so. I'm really bad at this. Next book I read was Binti by Nidai Okorafor. I don't like butchering names, but I think it's Nanidi Okorafor. We'll go for it. This one I gave 5 stars. It was a very quick read. I wasn't expecting it to be that short. I was gifted the second book for Valentine's Day, and so I was like, okay, let me read the first one and get through it. This one is also set on a different planet. The main character is on a journey going somewhere, and she is basically, she ends up being kind of like held hostage for reasons that I won't discuss because I don't want to give anything away. But it was very good in terms of like explaining the culture that she lived in, as well as kind of explaining like the world around her in a very quick manner. So it was very fast. I wished I could have gotten a little bit more description as to the world around her, as well as like more on the characters. It was just really, really quick for me. But overall, like, I liked it a lot, gave it 4 stars, as I said before. So not a bad book. So I look forward to reading the second book. And the last book, book number 6, is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. I gave this one a 4 stars because I had read it or started reading it on the hard copy, and I just could not get very far into it. I don't know if it was just because I was not in the mood to read it or if I was finding it boring, but once I listened to it on audiobook, I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. I completely understand. So I really enjoyed hearing it on audiobook. But too, again, I was kind of confused at some parts, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And every time I would rewind it, I was still like, wait, what? Which sister is who? So nonetheless, it was a good read. That is all the books that I read in the month of March and April. Let's see how I do this month. Sailor Moonathon is really keeping me up to beat and helping me like stay focused and get my reading in. Those are my books. Tell me what you read in the months of March and April. Are you guys in a reading slump right now? If you guys have any questions for me in terms of the beer that I drink, or if you have questions about the books that I've been reading, please let me know down below. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you like watching these videos all the time, I say hit that subscribe button. But until next time, guys, cheers to beer, cheers to books. Bye, friends.